Okay.
So, I knew, okay, you look, it's like, I'm not only the only one who's thinking I've got something going on here.
Yes. Okay. It's clear.
The threats are there.
Yeah.
He's feeling the shots.
Okay.
Chess, nonsense, and analysis.
Here we go. What are we looking at today?
Today we're looking at a game that I played in the Commonwealth / SA Open in 2013. That was the one in Boardwalk.
Uh-huh.
PE. Yeah, very strong tournament with many grandmasters playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game that I'm going to that we're gonna look at is from round 6, I think. And before that, I think it was round 5 or 4, but it was a double round in one day. And I played a game against Linus Gadebe from Zambia. Now, well, after the game, I got obviously to know him very well. Met him also in many Olympiads after that as a member of the delegation, of Zambia and stuff. But then, when I played him first, so this was, just before the game I'm going to show.
Okay.
It was like a very funny incident that happened there. But I didn't know him that time. I think he had a 2,000 or 2,100 rating. But I was expecting to beat him because, beating him would mean that I go and play, against the grandmaster.
You're going into the cage after that?
Yeah. We used to call it the cage, I remember, yeah. So anyway, I'm playing against Linus and a slightly better position, but I make a mill of it somewhere, and now it's drawn. I've got queen, king, and knight.
Mm-hmm.
He's got king and queen. It's a draw.
No pawns?
No pawns.
Oof, okay.
Should be a draw.
Yeah.
So now I'm just, because there are some tricks still with the knight, and especially if someone is very tired and it's been long, so I'm sort of trying to see what to do here. And so Linus makes a move, presses the clock, and then calls the arbiter to claim repetition. No, not repetition. 50 move draw.
Yeah.
So now I immediately notice, of course, that he didn't do it the proper way. Like technically, you're supposed to call the arbiter and say, with this next move I would be playing, I would get to move 50, and it would then be a draw. That would be the correct way to do it. Right. So now I realize, okay, there's something I could use here. So I let it just go. Now they get the board, the arbiters. It's because they have to go through the whole game to see.
By the way, are you worried at all that it is the 50? It is 50 moves.
Yeah. I'm
not sure.
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it probably is 50 moves, but because he didn't do it properly, I don't know what the procedure is. I don't know. Actually, that's an interesting question. I don't know. What do they do then? Do they say, because the 50 moves are still there? I don't know.
You can't give the draw and then punish you for claiming incorrect.
So I'm not sure. But anyway, I knew that I had something that I could work with, So as they are doing that, I say to the arbiters, by the way, he made an incorrect claim because he made the move and this and that and this. So the claim is not valid. So the arbiters are now going to get the FIDE handbook to see, what's the actual thing. And as they are doing this, now I'm left with Linus on the board. So I lean over to him and I whisper, quietly to him, now you're going to have to make another 50 moves.
Okay.
I mean, the guy has already been tortured here, defending a drawn position. He has to be careful because the knight and, has been careful to get to 50. Now he's that rattled him, right?
Wow. Yes.
So the arbiters, they come back, and I don't remember what was the verdict, but I had to make but anyway, they didn't take it, and I had to make my move, So I make my move and press the clock, and then I run to the bathroom. A little bit short of time.
Yeah.
But, So now as I come back, now we have spectators because Chitumbu is waiting for Linus. And for me, Kenny, Grandmaster Kenny, Solomon, and I am Mabusela are waiting for me to sort of finish. So we have we're the last board, and the hall is empty, but we have those few spectators watching.
Yeah.
But there was that cage, so they are standing a little further away from us. So I come in, and I can see the board, and I realize that he's made the mistake. There's this one move. It's just not. It's a mistake, and I'm so happy that he's made this mistake. I mean, you can imagine. I mean, this whole thing, and and it is a draw. Now he's made this mistake, and I'm telling you, I was so happy. I ran past the board. Ran past the board, and I'm screaming. I'm screaming. I cracked him, I cracked him. I ran past the board.
Yeah.
And I'm like celebrating as if I scored a goal, And now he realizes the mistake he's made, And I come back, and I play, and I won the game. And then afterwards he was quite upset, And I remember him asking, "How could you do this to me?" But we're laughing about it, and as always. Yeah, anyway, that was like a very funny story. And so this game happens after that.
Okay.
And let's have a look at this game.
So this is now after the Kateve game.
Yes. And I'm playing Sergei Tiviakov. He was the second seed, grandmaster. And again, as always, I have the black pieces. I'm playing against a very solid player, Soviet trained.
Yeah.
And I realized, okay, if it's very technical and I'm worse, look, it can be technical and you're better. That's fine. You cannot play anybody, But if it's technical and I'm worse,
then you're gonna suffer.
I'm gonna suffer.
Yeah.
So my plan is, once again, not to make it technical. I want to make it, dynamic and so on, so that the technical finesses are not don't count. So let's have a look. I'm playing with the black pieces. He plays a lot as well, Tiviakov. It was a nightmare to prepare for him.
Oh, yeah.
Played so many different systems, but okay. He chose this. I was not unhappy to see it. And okay, very solid stuff. And run about here, I had to make a decision. Well, how am I going to play this game? There's so many ways to play it. Play Bishop F8, H6, more solid stuff. Probably the right way to play, no? Probably Bishop F8 here. And then after Rook E1, maybe H6 or something. And something like this.
Yeah.
Just very solid. But okay, I don't want to necessarily equalize the position. I want to get a juicy position. Let's put it that way. Because then, that basically is a theory that I've proven over and over again whenever I played against these Soviet-trained grandmasters. If you make the situation very dynamic, I'm not saying they play less strong, but they not as strong as the technical, or at least the gap is not as big or as wide as if it was a technical game, right? There we are playing, we're both playing. So that's what I'm counting on. So that's why I chose to take on E4. in itself a risky decision because I allow the knight to go to c4, but I want activity. So I play bishop c5. So now first, okay, f2 is under pressure. I've got options of playing things like knight g4 at the right moment to hit f2. You know, I've got the d3 square that I can work with. Slide in with my queen on d3. You know, I've got some number of things. He plays queen e2, solid move. I play queen e7. He plays knight c4. And roundabout here, I understand that, okay, you know, probably one of his threats is bishop a4. Because
e5 is...
Yeah, e5 is under pressure. He's going to put a lot of pressure on me and so on, you know.
Yeah.
But if I play a move like, let's say, a6, he probably will play bishop g5. And, you know, his knight might jump to e3 and can then f5, d5. Then he's going to squeeze.
Yeah.
And I don't want to let him do that.
You for in this case, you can't play a6 and h6.
I cannot, unfortunately. Yeah.
Could have, but okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot. So I decide, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play h6.
Okay.
He plays bishop a4, and right here, I play a5.
Okay.
So
throwing the technical handbook out the window.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? No more, this is what every Russian schoolboy knows. It doesn't apply here. We calculate.
Okay.
We evaluate.
Okay.
We risk. We're not sure. We assume. That's where I want you. Right? And so the whole point is that the white squares are very weak. I mean, as a sample variation, let's say he plays bishop takes c6, bc6, knight f takes e5, bishop a6, bishop f4, queen e6. Yeah, this is what I had sort of looked at. Yeah. And I mean, here I'm threatening something like bishop d6, let's say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because your pieces are defending each other and they're awkward and blah, blah, blah.
Knights are definitely awkward.
Yeah. The bishop is hanging and, you know, it's very awkward. If he plays, for example, b3, I'm just making an example, I could consider, let's say, knight d5, for example. You know, but we're playing and it's pinned and knight and c3, you know. You know.
Nice.
So he plays after a5. He doesn't go into this. He plays knight e3. He wants to keep control of the position.
Yeah.
Okay, knight d5 is still a problem because it's got this pin. So bishop e6 is logical.
Okay, bishop e6.
And I'm still offering him the pawn, but he doesn't take it now. He plays queen c2. I play knight h5. But now I'm forcing his hand because if he doesn't take the pawn, I'm going queen f6, I'm going knight f4, I'm going bishop h3, and goodbye Soviet
There
chess.
we go.
Soviet
Nice.
chess. Bye.
Yeah.
Soviet chess school.
There we go. Okay.
Right? So I mean, I just want to go in and attack. But so now he has to decide that he has to basically take this pawn. So he grabs it and takes on e5, and I go bishop c8. This is my idea. So really now it's all about the dynamics.
Yes.
Material is not important. It's about speed. It's about how fast I can get to the king. If you look at my bishops, they are monsters all over the world, right?
Yeah.
All over the board. And I'm attacking. I mean,
Is bishop on c1 and rook on a1 are still stuck there at the back, so we have a bit of time to work with here.
Exactly, they're stuck. So he plays knight d3, bishop b6, and it's already I'm attacking e4 now.
Yeah,
and it's not easy. How do you defend this e4? I mean, f3, for example, is okay. The first move that would come to mind, but unfortunately, you make e3 a little bit soft.
Diagonal as well.
Yeah,
vulnerable.
f5 maybe is a move that black can play, and this is not nice.
Nice. This is nice for black, yeah.
Yeah, this is brilliant for black. I mean, for example, king h1, f4 is something. I'm not saying it's the best move, but something to consider because your king is in a mating net. once the knight moves, my queen goes to h4, knight goes to g3, is checkmate. Yeah, so
super dangerous.
Very, very dangerous.
Yeah. Nice f5. I like f5.
Yeah. And I remember in this position, Tiviakov, he normally sits very confidently on his chair, and he likes walking, like with very authority.
Okay.
During the game,
Yeah.
When he's got this positional
that is
grind,
in control of it.
And I remember I was very confident because, his demeanor was giving me confidence because I looked at him and he had, practically folded himself into his chair.
Okay. He folded himself. Okay.
So, I knew, okay, you look, it's like, I'm not only the only one who's thinking I've got something going on here.
Yes, okay, it's clear.
The threats are there.
Yeah.
He's feeling the shots.
Okay.
And, he's very unhappy in this position because, that whole Soviet method, like talk to your pieces. You treat your pieces if they are alive.
Yeah.
And you ask them, they do it like, young kids. Mr. Bishop, are you happy? What you want? If you were talking to all those guys on the queen side,
they're gonna need some therapy.
I like that.
Yeah.
They all need therapy, right? They are so unhappy.
Yeah.
So of course he's quite unhappy, and so he plays e5.
Okay.
I hit him with bishop a6.
Now your bishops are smiling.
Oof. It's
Nice.
it's tough. The rook wants to go to d8, and everything is happening.
Yeah.
And so he plays the move c4. And I imagine for him to actually have to play more, like, it must have been a very painful move to make. Making all these weaknesses, especially in the center.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, what can you do? So I play rook d8 just to stop c5, make sure there's no c5. All my pieces are centralized, and all the pieces are playing my pieces. He plays b3, and look, the position is so, I don't know, maybe, but I just wanted to, because time is also a factor. I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
So I played bishop d4. He plays bishop b2. I took it, and I grabbed my pawn back. Okay, structurally, I'm not great, but the knight on b2 is a donkey. Yeah. And he's got weaknesses. d4 is weak, d3 is weak. And knight on h5 is nice.
Knight is poised on h5.
Yeah. It's not so easy for white.
Yeah.
He plays rook d1, which I had anticipated, but I've got this move.
Nice.
So now I'm giving him another difficult, sort of question. Are you going to let me get to the king side with my rook? Or are you going to fix my pawns for me? If you take the rook, I will take back, of course, with my c pawn.
Structure is redeemed there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So he plays knight a4, and I don't remember exactly what I was worried about here, but there was something that was not making me too happy. But I played bishop c8, just bringing my bishop around.
I was going to say now that bishop didn't look great on a6, but this maneuver what did this bishop do? Bishop e6, bishop back, bishop a6, bishop back. That is quite a maneuvering bishop over there. Nice.
Yeah, swinging like a pendulum all over the place.
Wow.
But the white squares are weak, and why not? He's the star player. He's got a free role, so to speak, this bishop. He plays rook e1, so I jump in, knight f4. Back rank is a big problem as well. Now the bishop is in the game. Like h3, queen g5, all these things. Your bishop will come into the game. So he plays g3.
Slightly painful to play when you don't have a light square bishop and this guy's on the board.
Yeah.
You don't want to play g3 there, but okay.
No, he was suffering in this game. He was suffering. He was suffering. It's one game.
You need to try to unfold.
Exactly. Exactly. So he's creating some weaknesses. I go queen h5.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, you can't take, of course. So he plays rook takes d6. I play check, king there. I take somewhere. The computer screams that I could have played better, but all right.
Okay.
Queen d1, queen g6, knight g2. I grab, and actually the game didn't end here. It's just that I think, in time trouble, something happened to the score. But I remember it went on. But okay, he had to defend for a long time, but he managed to draw.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a very memorable game and story.
Yeah, no, I can imagine playing this with white. This is a nightmare. I don't know if everybody would be able to defend properly. So, and breaking that way of play in the game. I think you did a great job making this guy sweat here with the white pieces.
Yeah. But if you think about the game, nowhere did he get a chance to evaluate. Yeah. Nowhere did he get a chance to say, okay, this structure has to be played. I took all of that out, so to speak.
Took him into your playing field.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Beautiful stuff. So, it sounds like, and it looks like it was quite an entertaining Commonwealth Games there in South Africa.
Definitely was.
Guys, if you want to see more of these type of videos, please smash that subscribe button. Throw in a like in there as well. And we will see you next time for another one of these. Cheers.